between alcohol and marijuana, those are the two drugs in this country, in our society today, that are minimized more than anything else. They're also the most deceptive drugs we have on the market, period, end. 80% of our drug problem in America, alcohol, okay? We see the publicity on coke and crank and heroin and everything else, but alcohol is still the main deal, okay? Alcohol is digestible poison. Take away 2 parts water, you've got the equivalent of ether. Ether is an anesthetic. It puts your brain to sleep, okay? When you're looking at this is what makes it really dangerous. If you're drinking way too much, way back when, they used to use ether to put you under for surgeries. They would put this part of the brain to sleep and leave the core alone. I understand the core is not in the middle, nurses. But they would leave the core alone, and that keeps your heart pumping and your lungs are breathing. If you had too much ether, you start putting the core to sleep. At that point is when you're going to die of the respiratory depression. You just basically, you go to sleep and you don't wake up. Make sense? Understand, when you're talking about ether and alcohol, okay? Not everybody that drinks is an alcoholic. Please understand that, okay? If someone is got a rough day and they're going to have a couple drinks and they say, you know what, I'm going to take the edge off by taking a drink or two. That's not someone in denial necessarily. Okay, this would actually be effective for that. Make sense? When you go out and get drunk, whether you're an addict or not, you kill 350,000 to 500,000 brain cells. Those are dead. Okay. When I was on the street, I always heard that any of the cells that we killed would come back as soon as we sobered up. That ends up being a justification to use. That's all. These are dead. Don't freak. We lose 50,000 on average naturally as human beings every day, okay? We've got lots of brain cells, okay? We got millions, billions, trillions. It's cool. Some have less than others, and some have more. But we have lots, okay? Don't freak. Personally, I've got 2 left, okay? And when they're not clicking, man, we are bumming. It's not good. Now listen, you can't drink yourself into senility, okay? You know, I've heard of wet brain.
Water on the brain.
Yeah. Now, we're looking at another, remember, 33% of everybody in all folks' homes has something to do with alcohol or drugs, okay? There's a syndrome called Vernon-Korsakoff syndrome. 2 dudes found this out years ago. Okay, they thought for years and years that this was just as a result of alcohol usage. Man, these people is really, really sad. Okay, these guys are being fed their dinners. They're wearing a diaper. They're not functioning. Okay. Now, what they have found recently is it's not just alcohol, it's any drug that's going to create a deficiency of thiamine in your brain. Make sense? So, coke and crank will do that, alcohol will do that, several drugs will do that. Okay? Extensive using, you're going to come up with some serious consequences physically eventually, period. Now, this one here, okay, we're killing brain cells. Not good. This is the deal. For every one of the brain cells that you kill, there's 10 to 15 others that you toxicize or get drunk. Okay? We don't think good when we're drinking. Period. I've had several clients over the years tell me sincerely that by God they're in a position that I'm not gonna drink again. Okay? Or maybe I'll have a couple beers, but I'm never gonna do the cocaine thing again. Okay? Once you start drinking and you're killing and toxicizing brain cells, you're not going to make a good decision. Does that make sense? That's the deal. When you're toxicizing these brain cells, the minimum amount of brain cells that's going to be affected, multiply 10 times 350,000. And these are going to be dead. These are going to be toxicized. Remember, intoxication is talking about poisoning. It's not talking about just alcohol. Any questions so far? You don't think well when you're drinking. Now, when you're looking at in treatment, you're talking about counselors, peers, everybody's going to be talking about the difference between addict and non-addict, okay? It's a different thought process. I refer to my father quite a bit. He's a non-addict. I've drilled him. I've asked him so many questions, it's unbelievable, about his thought processes. It's two different thought processes. I can't tell you how many times he would tell me, just have a beer or two and then stop. And my response was simply, why? Why would anybody? I don't get that. I do not understand why anybody would just have a beer or two and then stop. That makes absolutely no sense in my alcoholic brain. Okay? Case in point, I think we need to share. I was at a frat party one time. Me and my buddy Mike, he's in recovery today, praise God. We were drunk off our rear end. We had another buddy of ours, Stan. He was with us. He was completely sober. He's a non-addict too, okay? But he didn't have nothing to drink that night. We're driving home, and I'm on the passenger side. Michael's driving. Yeah, I know. The sober one was in the middle, not driving. Not good. We're cruising home. I decided I wanted a hamburger. Okay. I decided that I wanted my own hamburger. I wanted to order my own hamburger. So we pull up into the drive-through there at Burger King. They stay open 24 hours over in Albuquerque. And Michael backed in so I could order my own hamburger. So as we're backing in, you know, you can see the guy that's taking the money. So he's, oh, a bunch of idiots, here we go. Now, we pull up there and I decided anyway, I had to go pee really, really, really bad. And I decided that I'd been to Albuquerque, to Burger King several times to get hamburgers. Shut up. And I've never made my own hamburger before in my entire life. I didn't think that was fair. I crawled out of the pickup, guys. Out of the pickup window, through the drive-through window. Okay? Yeah, promise to God, true story. All down in there. This guy is just huge, man. I'm going to call the law, you stupid, filthy, and I'm like, you know, put your face in a French fryer, you don't shut up. And he's like, okay, got the glove on me. I went back to pee, came back, put my hamburger together, flipped it and everything. It was pretty cool. Got my French fries, backed it all up. It was just awesome. Paid the guy, crawled out the window, and then back in the pickup window. Do y'all see anything wrong with that behavior? I mean, dang, man. Let me tell you something. What was Mike, my fellow addict, saying? I mean, he's like, you go, boy. You just crazy now. You just handle it. Yeah. Now, Stan, the sober one, with his judgment reasoning, he has not killed or toxicized any brain cells. He's going nuts. He's going, you stupid, filthy son of a gun, what are you doing? The cops are going to get called, and then, I mean, I'm crawling back. I'm not riding with y'all. I said, get the heck out, man. I'm hungry. I'm going to beat your butt. Well, okay, that's fine. Hurry up. I'm hungry. You know. He was the one that saw the problem there, okay? Mike and me, we're both drunk off our butt. We're just having fun, okay? Now look at that. The different thought processes, and let's see, I was breaking and entering, there was assault. I don't know about the health code things. I probably didn't wash my hands when I got done peeing, okay? I mean, I'm looking at, there's some laws being broke here, and I see nothing wrong with that. Does that make sense? A different thought process. My father took me and my sister out. One of my sisters is a non-addict. We went out to dinner one night. It was awesome. I ordered my club soda with lemon twist. It's very beautiful. He had his scotch and water. My sister had one of those great big old margaritas. Well, we're sitting there drinking our drinks, waiting for our table. We sat down, still drinking the drinks. We order our food, and then our food comes, and we eat. Okay. When we're done eating, you know what we had? We had coffee. Now, my father and my sister's drinking coffee. My father's got half of his scotch and water still there. My sister's only drank about that much of her margarita, okay? And when we're done drinking our coffee, they're ready to leave. Drove me nuts, guys, okay? I'm an addict. If we got alcohol on the table, we're going to drink it, okay? That's all there is to it. They're getting up, leaving, and I'm like getting up, and I'm like, damn, but there's a drink over here. You know what I mean? And they're walking, and I'm like, hey, you're not done, you know? See, they don't get that, okay? That's the way I am, okay? That's the alcoholic brain. It's a different thought process. Any of you beautiful people that are addicts and have non-addicts in their family, and you're going to explain to them, and you're going to get a new beautiful way of life and all this beautiful information, and you're going to want to say, oh, you know what, Mom, check this out. And they're just going to be so excited that you're not drinking or drugging, and they're going, yeah, inside they're not going to have a clue. They're going to tell you they do just so you'll shut up. But you know what? They're not really going to get it like you think they are, okay? And it's cool. It's not a problem. But I just want to share that with you so you don't get too frustrated, okay? Because it does get frustrating. Okay. Now, we got to go through some dry information here, but I think it's important. That's a mouth. You know,
Put some teeth in there. There you go.
and there's a little tongue. Pretty good. I can draw. Okay, mouth, stomach, liver, brain. Real basic. We're going to go through the breakdown. No drawing. No drawing. Do y'all hear me? Don't be doing it. You can do it at break, okay? Now, as you're drinking the alcohol, it's going to go to your stomach, okay? Enzymes. Everybody know what enzymes are? Basically, they break down. Let's just go there. Now, when you're looking at alcohol going into your system, understand your body will work its ever-loving tail end off to get it out of your system as quickly as possible because it's a poison. Cool? You get alcohol in your stomach, you got these enzymes going to break it down. It's called gastric alcohol dehydrogenase. It breaks it down, boom, baby, comes over here to the liver. The stomach will work faster than the liver. We'll go over why we go over that here in a second. Once this stuff goes over here, we've got a couple other enzymes that's going to break alcohol down in the liver. By the way, how long does the liver take to break alcohol down?
1 hour for 12 hours. An hour per ounce.
Hour and a half.
Hour and a half.
Cool. It's about an ounce and a half of alcohol in a beer or a shot of whiskey. It takes an hour to break it down, okay? And that holds true all night long if you're drinking, okay? So what you've got here is we're out of the stomach, so we're not gastric. We're just over at alcohol dehydrogenase now, okay? And that's a set of enzymes that's going to turn this alcohol, it's actually going to turn it into this stuff called acetaldehyde. That's sister to formaldehyde. I just love that. Involving fluid, naturally in our body, I just eat it. Then we've got another set of enzymes, okay, called aldehyde dehydrogenase. And what that stuff's going to do is turn it into acetic acid. That's the stuff that makes vinegar smell and taste the way it does. Make sense? And the rest is in the bloodstream. This process takes an hour, okay? Keep in mind, as far as the studies, I apologize, you guys of color, but according to the conclusive studies in healthy white males, you're going to get rid of 95% of that first beer. That means you still have 5% going to the brain. That's why AA and NA talk about abstinence, not moderation. For an alcoholic addict, for a chemically dependent person, moderation doesn't work, okay? Sorry, it has been tried. There's been an organization for a number of years now called like something Moderation Anonymous or something, I don't know. And the co-founder started it. It was very beautiful. She went for a couple of years, and then she went back to drinking pretty heavy, and she got back into AA. Then she went back to moderation when she wanted to drink some more. She's in the joint right now, okay, because she got drunk when she was doing her moderation and killed a person, okay? And if y'all are talking about this, you know, think about the drunk driving. Not too long, it was about a month ago. There was a lady, first offense, nothing else on her rap sheet, guys. And she was drunk, She killed 4 people. She's going to prison for 60 years, 2 30-year consecutive sentences. Okay? Now, that's because they got a murder 2 charge on her. And that's coming. From all the legislatures and the judges and the CAs and DAs that I've talked to, they are really going to start pushing for the murder 2. Okay? And they're going to get it, apparently. So keep that in mind. Now, as we go through this breakdown, again, this 5% will create a physical and psychological craving. Now, guys, there is a physical and psychological response to any disease there is under the sun. That gets a little confusing because when we're watching CNN, all we're seeing is the physical evidence and the physical problems that their people are having, not the psychological, okay? My daughter was diagnosed with terminal cancer. There was support groups and therapy for her and everybody around, the whole family, okay? When she died, same thing. There were support groups, just like AA and NA, that helped the people that have survived cancer children, okay? There's a psychological and there's a physical for each and every ailment there is out there, okay? Now, as we go through this breakdown, remember, this thing works faster than the liver, okay? So what's going to happen here, let's back up for a second. Couple myths, okay? Couple myths. Females are known to be lightweight drinkers, not to offend, please don't throw anything, okay? Don't throw anything. That was a dirty look, though, hurt my feelings. There's exceptions to the rule. Okay, I have a sister in recovery. She did 23 shots of tequila one time down the doctor's office, praise God. That's a bar for any of you guys that don't know, okay? Some of y'all like, I want a 2 o'clock appointment. Yeah, no. So I understand there's exceptions to the rule. But let me tell you something. For the most part, I can have a female the same size as me, 450 pounds. Y'all better be laughing quicker than that now. We're not going to get out of here, dude. I'll tell you what. I have a female the same size as me, drink a 6-pack, and I drink a 6-pack 83% of the time. She's going to have a higher blood alcohol level. Is it because she's weak-willed? No. And the body weight doesn't have near as much to do with it as you think either. It's this liver enzyme thing. Okay? For the most part, females don't have as much of that first set of enzyme. That's all that's going on. Okay? So according to the studies, and I'm going to round up, in any of these studies, I want to take an average of 5 different studies that I keep track of on a consistent basis. But females are going to get rid of 60 to 70% of that first beer. Okay? That means they're going to have 30 to 40% going to the brain right off the bat. That's why they're getting drunker quicker. That's all. It's that simple. It's not about who they're weak-willed or any of the crap. Give me a break. Native Americans, okay? I lived in Albuquerque for a number of years, been to Gallup, okay? Gallup's highest rated alcoholism in the country. More places to buy alcohol in Gallup per square foot than any place else in the country. Yes. They had a tribal leader, a mayor, elected a while back, 2 to 3 years ago. And first thing he did, he wanted to do something about the alcoholism over there. And